Hello and welcome to Midlife Meltdown. I'm Ian, and today's video I just wanted to discuss a recent video that Sam Vaknin had posted regarding I think the title was around kind of empaths and narcissistic personality disorder, but was ultimately sort of discussing I think how he'd describe it, and I'm paraphrasing, as the kind of the myth of the empath, around that kind of nature, and I guess the sort of moral high ground of considering ourselves empaths. And I actually posted a comment on his video in the comment section, because I agreed completely, I think, with the sentiment that he was trying to get across, and it's something I think I've been trying to sort of get across in this channel as well. And it also kind of talks a lot around my kind of the moral quandary of even having this channel. And if I start with that, I guess the reason I set this channel up, as I've mentioned in the past, was having gone through a very, very bad experience myself, and kind of unwittingly learning about narcissistic personality disorder over sort of 2 decades of being in a relationship, but really over the last sort of 4 to 5 years, kind of understanding it in a lot of detail and doing a huge amount of kind of understanding, learning, research, whatever I want to call it. I wanted to make sure that, I believe there are others going through the same thing out there, and I wanted to make sure that I feel like my time wasn't wasted, and that hopefully the experiences I had could be useful to someone else, help accelerate someone else's kind of growth and development, and that felt like a good use of time. But I also, the counter side to that is I do have, and I still have, the dilemma around, are we propagating the issue by making videos about the conditions? There's an element to making sure you understand narcissistic personality disorder, but once you do, it's kind of, what the path is after that, and actually are more videos helpful? And I think the way I look at it is, I always set this channel up to be informative and not, I don't want to say exploitational, but not commercial, I guess, is the key thing. So I never intend to make any kind of profit off of this channel. I never intend to monetize it in any way. I don't realistically know how many videos, how much content I'll make. And this is something I think about recently, is once, while there are relevant topics and questions that I can answer for viewers, other than that, there's a lot of content out there already. So, I don't want to be making videos other people have made better than me. And more importantly, I don't want to feel like I'm contributing to people getting stuck in certain stages of narcissistic abuse recovery. So the whole point of Sam's video is really about the myth of us being empaths, and this is where I completely agree. So I definitely came across channels, and I still do come across channels that get recommended to me where, the scene is set, the environment is set, that narcissists are evil people and we are good people, and we're empathic, and that's very good, we're caring people, and we're being taken advantage of by kind of the evil narcissists. And look, there's an element of truth to that. I do believe that people that suffer from narcissistic abuse or are susceptible to long-term narcissistic abuse, are empathic in definition. And I know Sam's definition is we're all empathic, but I do believe that the people that I've come across that suffer this do have a genuine feeling, and I know I certainly do. I have a feeling, that having experienced certain people's pain, or pain that's similar to other people, I feel like I can't bear the thought of someone going through something that I've already felt, and I know how difficult it is. And that's how I describe empathy. It's that I can understand what someone's going through, but the important part isn't that I can just feel it and I can understand it. It's that I feel like I don't want them to go through it, so I'm willing to go through it myself on their behalf. And the key thing that I always try and reiterate in my videos is the phrase that we should use for ourselves isn't empaths. The phrase is codependents. And I think that's the key difference. Is I agree with Sam in that everyone has empathy. Everyone can feel empathy. Maybe some to sort of different levels. Maybe it's situational. Maybe we can be more empathic to a certain situation because we've experienced it, or we're very sensitive to that. So I feel, for example, I feel extremely strongly when I see someone going through the loss of a dog, because it's something I've experienced a lot, and it's something it's very important to my life. So, as an example, I can't watch any programs around veterinary programs. You know, there's this program in the UK called Super Vet where, you know, there's this, you know, specialist vet who helps dogs, but I just simply can't watch it because it upsets me a lot to see people going through and animals going through stuff that I found very upsetting in the past. And I've had colleagues that are losing dogs, and I can see the pain they're going through and how much it's upsetting them, and I can relate to that extremely strongly. But there's other things, you know, I don't have children, so as people are going through that kind of thing, then maybe I can't. So I think, long story short, I think, you know, empathy can be slightly, you know, situational. And the whole point of it really, and the point I've always tried to make in my videos, is we're not morally better people. And this is why I agree with Sam. We're not morally better people. We have an equal and opposite, you know, maladjusted issue to narcissists. And that's the only reason that some of us stick around in long-term narcissistic relationships. You know, I think there's a difference between someone who, you know, has a shorter-term relationship with a narcissist and goes through narcissistic abuse, but leaves that relationship. But for those of us that are stuck around for a long time, the only word for us is codependent. And the only way to think about yourself is that you have an equal and opposite problem to the narcissist. And the two of those combined form a truly toxic relationship. And I'm always slightly reluctant to give that message because it sounds really harsh, and I honestly don't do it to berate people. I consider myself within that category. I consider myself as, you know, a codependent, as someone who has significant codependent traits, that I believe that if I know someone's pain, you know, and I know where the source of their issue comes from, as in with my ex, that it's better for me to take that pain because I'm strong enough to do it. And that's, you know, that doesn't, I don't mean that in the sense that I'm a better person. It just means that, you know, that's the approach that I feel like I can take, that I can absorb it for someone else. And that's something I've had to work very hard on, and I still continue to work very hard on. But the key message, and I guess the takeaway that I got from Sam's video is, you know, I think I agree with him 100%. You know, we're not better people. You know, I think we hurt less people, but we also enable people, and that's a key difference. So while it's easy to look at the hurt that narcissists cause and the abuse that they cause and the chaos that they cause to people's lives, but we have to look at ourselves and look at our role in that relationship and look at how much we're enabling it. And if you've seen my previous video on whether I think narcissists can recover, and, you know, how I think they need to hit that rock bottom, you know, whether it's a prison sentence, whether it's, you know, multiple divorces, they need to come to the end of that corridor, as it were. You know, all the time that we're sticking with them while we're being codependent, we're enabling them, or preventing them, as it would be, to get to that rock bottom. So we play a key role in sustaining that narcissistic abuse. And, you know, I think if you can step back and understand that, it goes a long way to help kind of realize what you need to do. And the other part that kind of hit the moral quandary of this channel is, you know, when Sam was talking about the kind of the areas filled with charlatans, and I agree to a large extent, although I think the majority of channels that I've come across are really good natured. I think there's a lot of people out there willing to help, able to help in various ways, and I certainly think there's a real need for it. But I also think that there is a lot of bad advice out there, and I'm very conscious that I may be contributing to that bad advice, and that's not my intention. My intention is to give my experience, to give my, you know, my learnings and kind of pass them across, but not to tell anyone what to do, but just to try and share that this is what I did, this is what worked for me. But I do have a real dilemma with some channels that I've seen that heavily monetize and heavily, you know, run adverts on the channel, you know, have donations on the channel. I mean, I draw a different line. If someone's offering a service, if someone's offering a coaching service, if someone's offering a psychology service, you know, it's a service that they offer. It's debatable, I guess, whether, you know, that's a service that has value, but that's not for me to say at all, I think. But if you're willing as a consenting adult person to engage in those services on a you know, an adult basis, then there's absolutely no problem with that. But the main problem I have with any kind of commercial return on a subject like this, and again it goes down to my views on sort of healthcare, is the moment you start introducing finances into, a situation where someone needs emotional or physical recovery, then, implicitly or explicitly, as the person receiving money, you have an incentive to keep those people unhealthy. Whether that's your real intention or not, that conflict of interest is introduced just by the fact of introducing money. So that's something I've been very conscious of during this, and it's a big reason I don't do this channel for financial gain, and I never will do it for financial gain. It's a small channel. I think I have something like 65 subscribers as of today. And for me, it's not about the reason I'd like to reach a wider audience is to try and help more people. It's I'll never activate any kind of financial reward on this channel, or seek any financial reward for this channel. Like I said before, I don't know how long I'll keep this channel going. I'll keep it going as long as I feel like it's helping people and it's useful. Other than that, then we'll see where it goes. But I certainly won't ever be introducing any kind of financial reward for it. This is something that I do as part of my own healing, my own sense of rebuilding a life, rebuilding an identity, and hopefully part of that is helping others as well. And that was really it. I just wanted to kind of give a quick overview because it was a video that really hit home for me and made me think a lot. And I'd like to know your thoughts, I guess, as well. If you do have any thoughts, if you're, I know some of you are finding these videos useful, but, please be very honest if you have any concerns about the advice I'm giving or the direction of the channel or any of the videos. If it's useful, I'll keep doing them. If it's not, I'm happy to stop doing them. I've got plenty of things to do in life that require attention, but this feels like a healthy use of my time at the moment, so I hope it can continue.